October is rife with pumpkins and witches, snarling ghouls and zombie stitchers. There are a ton of movies that exist to be played over and over again during the 31 days leading up to this scary holiday that makes everyone go, ah! As a kid, I remember fondly switching between ABC Family and Cartoon Network to watch a host of ghostly movies, even switching over to Disney to see something that's either surprisingly good or terribly bad. So I thought I'd do a funny little tier list of children's Halloween movies / movies that I watched on Halloween as a kid, and we'll see if I end up making anyone mad. We're gonna start with Casper. This movie is one that sticks in my head, because the kid's dad dies, and they have to use a crazy resurrection machine to bring him back, and I'll never not be entertained by bad 90s CGI. That one's gonna go in B. Casper: A Spirited Beginning. Not as good as the first one, but I was always oddly fascinated with Kibosh because he was like Slimer on Brain Force pills and Adderall. I'm gonna put that one in C. Spooky Buddies. In my opinion, the most watchable Buddies movie, but still a movie that ends with a plot fart. Literally, one of the dogs farts to stop the bad guy from sucking his soul out. So it goes right in F for me. Goosebumps. This one's a little bit newer, but it is definitely one that I wanted to put on this list. The smartest decision you could make regarding a movie based on Goosebumps is throw Jack Black in it and make Slappy the villain. This movie is not terrible, but really not very memorable either. If you're a Peter Griffin Family guy, then you might watch it with the kids and only fall asleep about 3/4 the way through. I'm gonna put that in C, before Casper there. Scary Godmother's Halloween Spooktacular. Oops, just put it in F there. Oops, just put it in F there. Literally nothing special. There is nothing special about this movie. But if you put this on in front of me, I would undoubtedly watch every solitary second of it. It's fun, and Jimmy is an easy character to hate. And I almost watch it just to see him get owned. So I'm going to put that in B right before Casper here. Scary Godmother: The Revenge of Jimmy. Did I mention I hate Jimmy? I'm just going to put that there for a second. I would rather be dropped out of a helicopter onto the blades of another helicopter only for my mangled remains to splat against the pavement than deal with Jimmy in a movie again. But this movie is better than the original in some ways. It feels like the pacing is a little bit better, and it gets right into the monster stuff. But it still doesn't have the same feel-good feeling that the original does, in my opinion. So I'll put it right before the original, but after Casper. Paranorman. This movie has wonderful stop-motion animation. It is fun. It's great. It's just enjoyable to watch. It did come out after I graduated from high school, so I watched it in college with a bunch of friends. And it does have a stop-motion and scary motif, so my brain does sometimes meld it with the Tim Burton scary movies, but I would recommend this to anyone. A. Halloweentown. I like this movie because a skeleton drives a cab. C. Halloweentown 2. I like this movie because a skeleton drives a cab, but then he's just a dude and then he's a skeleton again. Also, there's a Halloween party or whatever, and like 2 more sequels that you couldn't get me to watch if you held me over a pit of bubbling, boiling garbage. I didn't really resonate with 2 as much as I did with 1. And I think they're both fine, but this one goes in D. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, I gotta ask, is this a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? Because even diehards can't tell me if this is a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. Or is it both? Is it a Thanksgiving movie? When am I supposed to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas? Am I supposed to watch it right before Christmas? I'm always confused. Why do some people obsess over this movie to the point where the only thing that is in their brain at all times is Jack Skellington? I mean, it doesn't matter. I still love this movie, and you can't stop me from walking into the Hot Topic and buying every single Jack Skellington Funko Pop that I see. I mean, I wish you could. I wish you would, but you can't. It goes in A, right before Paranorman there. Beetlejuice. A perfect movie. Scary enough to leave emotional scars in your kids and fun enough to make it so they'll forget about those scars 15 minutes later. Michael Keaton is a national treasure, and this is one of the only movies that could be played 24/7, and I wouldn't get sick of it. I mean, I would get sick of it because naturally, no matter what you do, you're gonna get sick of something if it's played in front of you over and over and over and over again ad infinitum. But it is still an amazing movie, so it goes up to S. The Addams Family. Really just all around a good movie. Gomez and Morticia are some people's couple/life goals, and I don't blame them. They're absolutely in love, and that's one of the most enjoyable parts of the movie aside from the violent gags. And I just like watching Gomez be based and wife-pilled. Hey, Addams Family values. I like everything but most of the camp stuff. Not like campy camp, but the actual scenes at the camp stuff, not the campy stuff. They're just taking Wednesday and Pugsley and throwing them in with a bunch of normies and seeing what kind of goofy shenanigans they can get up to, and I just kind of drags, but it's still fun, so I put it at B. Double Toil and Trouble. There's a reason I hate this movie. A hyper-specific reason. One of my cousins loved watching the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies on repeat, and anytime I'd go over there, it would often be this movie or any of the other Mary-Kate and Ashley movies, and I'm just kind of completely over it. Even when I watch Marvel movies and I see like their third sister, my brain turns off. I just want it to stop. I can't actually remember a single thing about this movie because you know when you hate something so much you lock it at the back of your brain and you don't want to unlock it for fear of letting some demons out? I don't want to let the demons out. I'm putting this at F. Frankenweenie. Frankenweenie is a Tim Burton Halloween movie. And if you like Tim Burton Halloween movies, you'll like Frankenweenie. See, Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride is a Tim Burton Halloween movie. And if you like Tim Burton Halloween movies, you'll like Corpse Bride. See, Scooby-Doo, the live-action movie. Listen, I don't have any of the Scooby-Doo straight-to-DVD movies on this list because we'd be here all day. But I'll include the live-action one because it's a cinematic marvel and I absolutely adore it. Making Scrappy the villain, letting James Gunn write the screenplay, and Matthew Lillard as Shaggy brings this movie far above its weight class, and it is far better than it deserves to be. S. Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Compared to the first movie, it just isn't as good. Seeing all these classic Scooby-Doo monsters alive and in live action is awesome, but it just doesn't hold up aside from me going, whoa, the tar monster, whoa! So I'm going to put it at B. You know what? I'm going to move it right above Addams Family Values and Casper. But not above Scary Godmother. Hocus Pocus. This movie is overrated, and I'm sick of hearing about it. S. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Am I a bad person for not really liking or caring about the Charlie Brown movies, even when I was a kid? He's kind of like a proto-Caillou, but he has a cool dog, and Caillou doesn't even have a cool dog, but at least there's Snoopy. And this movie would probably be an F if Snoopy didn't exist, so I'll put it in D. Twitches. Why is it called Twitches? Oh, they're twin witches! I didn't realize that! Oh, F. But I'll put it above Spooky Buddies. Ernest Scared Stupid. Listen to me right now. Tune your ears to my frequency. If you don't know who Ernest is, if you have no idea who this absolute comedy icon is, then I'm gonna stuff you into a pumpkin and throw you into a pain pit. And if you somehow crawl out and climb up out of the pit, then I'll be standing there with a copy of Ernest Scared Stupid, a CRT TV, and a VCR, ready for you to accept him into your heart. S. Monster House. How could you hate a movie about an old dude who has sex with his housewife, who's a wife house? Something about the janky CGI is also incredibly charming, and it's probably my favorite movie to watch on Halloween. I'm gonna put it right there at the top. Move away, Beetlejuice. There we go. That looks perfect right there. Just one more, and it's Gremlins. This one's an all-around classic. Gremlins is one of the only classic 80s Halloween or scary movies that I would regularly watch on Halloween. I didn't really care for Ghostbusters that much as a kid. I like it now, but as a kid, I was really a Gremlins 1 kind of kid. It's perfect for introducing kids to monsters, and they don't make the Gremlins sexy and electricity like they do in Gremlins 2. Don't get me wrong, I love Gremlins 2, but it's not a Halloween movie. Gremlins 2 is a movie you can watch anytime, anywhere, any place, for any reason. It's gonna go an A for Gremlins 1. And that is my tier list for children's Halloween movies. I didn't include Ghostbusters, and you probably want to know why. And it's because of the ghost sex. I mean, there may be some hanky-panky in some of these movies, but, like, I just didn't want to include it because of the ghost sex, and because I bought Crystal Skull vodka from Dan Aykroyd, and it was great, and I want to buy more, So I'm just kind of petty and mad about it. I'm just a big baby like that. But I mean, if it was on here, I'd put it an A. It's just not physically here. Thank you for watching. Did you have a movie that didn't make this list, that you wanted to make this list? Put it in the comments below, and maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe it's a classic that I missed out on. You can also check out some of my other videos. There are also things I stream on twitch.tv/BrentDaniel quite often. I have a Patreon and all that other stuff that YouTubers plug. Hope you enjoy your Halloween, and I hope that you have a great day no matter what. Otherwise, I'll come to your house and I'll beat you up. I won't actually do that because I'm very weak. Okay, bye.